Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices. We'll look at the Nasdaq first and then we'll look at the S&P 500, both doing the same thing. And what we're looking at here is from this wave 4 here, we're looking for 5 waves up in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then wave 5 moving up higher. So we're not finished in the trend yet, but we are at the top of wave 3 here now of intermediate degree. We can be looking for a 38.2% retracement level. So from wave 2 here, we go to the top of wave 3. We look at the 38.2% retracement level. We can also look at the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here as well. So we've got this target and we've got this target here. And what we need to do is basically start counting waves within this structure here. I won't do that with the Nasdaq, but we'll do that with the S&P 500. So just on the daily chart for the S&P 500 here, daily chart, once again as well from wave 4 here up to wave 5 here, we're looking for 5 waves of intermediate degree, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We've been tossing the situation of a top being in play here, and it certainly confirms it with that sharp move down of nearly 1.5% overnight. So let's go in and have a look at this. But before we do, we'd also be looking at the 38.2% retracement level, which is basically at the 2300 here, which is the top of group 1 here. So that's just move that across there. That's minor group 1. So we have minor group 1 is 100, 200, and 300. I see it as 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, it's top of that. So we'll certainly get a strong bounce off that. Of course, the 2-4 is going to come in play. We'll get support off that too, and off these lows here as well. So we could expect the first swing down to come into this sort of space here before we get a bounce there. Let's just put a little line at that 2400. I think we need to go a little bit higher there. So basically we can look for in one way or another a bit of an A wave here and then a B wave rally from that. Normally the A wave is the sharpest in the sequence. The B wave here will be, if we can just draw that out a little bit, so we'll get the bounce off the 2-4. The B wave will be 50-60% retracement level in 3 waves. So we can put that over here, and then we'll look for wave C here. Wave C should, if it's going to be wave C, should be on a bit more of an angle like this compared to wave A. So I'll just put that to the side there a little bit. We can just leave that. I'll just better bring that down a bit further into here. And yeah, so I'll just save that there. So that's the kind of bigger picture sort of thing that we're looking at here at the moment. And it's quite one interesting point here though is that on the Nasdaq, this was the high here. On this one here, we had this spike here. That's why on our charts, we've also got it labeled as an A wave and a B wave and possibly a C wave ending in 5 waves here. So we'll be a little bit cautious about that, and we'll go in and look for the opportunities. But you should be short already within all of this. So let's go in and have a look at the intraday charts, maybe starting with the 4-hour, just to see sort of what we've got here. So in a bit of a nutshell here, there is a count where it counts that we've already got 5 waves down here already into this space here, but I'm just taking a bit of liberty on eyeballing things up in that we'll look for wave 3 low here. We'll look for a retest back to the 2450 area and then see another move down into here, and then we'll have an A wave and a B wave and a C wave that may only come back to this space here, but could go back to the 61.8% mark here. So we'll either get to there or there, and this is what we'll need to work out in this rally here. But yeah, so it just depends on the game that you want to play. You know that we're going to end up down at the 23 area here. It just depends on how you want to navigate through all this and how you manage risks and so on. But normally with Elliott Wave or trading, you choose the the degree of structure that you're trading, rather than a 5-minute bar or 4-hour bar or 2-hour bar and all this sort of stuff, because one bar can be quite empty of volume, or one bar could be quite full of volume, or one bar might have a couple of degree counts in it. So if you want to be scientific about it, then you would stay within the labeling of the structure that you're working with, the degree of structure that you're working with. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at the moment. So we should get 5 waves down of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This wave 4, this little move down through here would likely also come down and just sort of finish off here a little bit down into the this is also group 1 here as well here. So 1, 2, which is 20, and then 30 here. So this is where the 24.30 is where the bounce is likely to come from. It may lift back up there, before that as well, but just be prepared for that. Very, and this may not come all the way up to the 50 as well, because it's very common for the market to, in using the levels to the downside, is that very common for the market to hit group 1, go back to hit, most of the time just hit 40, right, and then fail, and then move down. And when it moves into group 1 here, you'll find that the market bounces around a lot in here. It could just cut through it like butter, but the norm is that between 10, 20 and 30, it gets very choppy in here. Okay, so just be mindful of that, and not to have a bit of a plan based on price points, rather than trying to navigate your Elliott Wave structure through there, because it will get bouncy and it will be in a 5th wave here. So in this case here, it looks quite common sense to call it down for wave 1, back for 2, all the way down for 3 here, and then back for 4, which will be an ABC correction, and then down for 5. Yeah, so I kind of prefer that count at the moment. But as we drill in here, and a couple of other points here too, which we'll probably talk about a little bit sort of later in all of this, is that can you see the retest here? This is really where 72 comes into play here. The market, really came back up here and retested the 72 and then failed at that point there. So if I go to the hourly chart here, I think this is sort of on the hourly chart where we spoke last time. We were looking for, a short position through here. So, yeah. So I reckon that that's down there. I reckon that can come back to the 50 there. If it comes back here, just roughly speaking, an A and a B and a C wave here, and then down again into group 1. I think that we can go to 10 here because see these lows over here? I think that's where the volume is actually sitting. So don't think of 2/4, think of 10. But the idea will be to count 5 waves from that wave 4 down a little lower here. And also there is the possibility too that, as I mentioned before, that this in one way or another, probably not the case, but an A wave here, a B wave over here, and a C wave down to here. So it could finish here. So as a different structure, because yeah, long story, but I won't go into it just here. Let's just continue to work with this degree of structure here. And if, let's just say that we get the rally here back to 24.50 or thereabouts, and then we get the move down here, then we'll have 5 waves here. So then what we'll do is, you can take profit at 24.10 if you want, then look for, let's look for the rally here. And this is where we'll bring the banks in as well, because the banks are coming off their tops now as well. So they're good for shorting, and we'll have a look at those tonight. So long in gold and short the banks in the equity market as a general sort of point here. So I'm just going to save all that drawing there, and then we're just going to go straight to the tick chart here. 100 ticks. So, yeah, 100 ticks here, and we're looking for a couple of things here. It looks a bit messy here, but one of the things that I was sort of pointing out the other day is that you know, with a market moving through a level, we know the classic trading levels pattern, but when you've got a trend line moving through, you know, normally it would come down through here, bounce back up, come down through here, bounce back up here, and then come down here. Well, that's basically what's happened with this one here. So it's basically come through, come back and retested at that point here. Yeah, the same with the 72 as well. So there's been lots, and through here, there's been lots of opportunity to get into this particular space here. So look, this is how I see the count all in all, is that looks like we're getting a little rise here at the moment. So yes, if I could just get, so basically wave 1, wave 2, and looking at all of this as wave 3, and then looking back for wave 4 here. So we would take this here, you can look at this later. Let's just say that, I mean, we're talking right on the, if that moves up from there, that's fine, okay? If that's the case, then put that there. If it drops down another level here to the 230, then you'll have to move from there. But that's the 38.2% mark, which is always reasonably close to, I mean, the top of wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, the 38.2 at 50 here. Yeah, but if it does drop down to 30, then it's going to struggle to get back to 40 there. So it might end up lower as such. So just remember that, you know. But that's basically the pattern we're looking for. So if that continues to move up here, crosses this trend line through here, then you'll know that it's serious. And then serious means that we can look at this being wave 4. So I should bring that up into the box there. Something of this nature, of course. I'll just save that. Yeah, and then down again here. So it depends where you've gotten into positions for this market. Yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, so any sort of trading that goes on through here now will be shorting wave 4 here. So you see how this wave 4 here, see how it had the A, the B and the C? It will probably duplicate this, but it will be 60% bigger than this pattern, and it will be over here. Okay, so then what you could do at day's end, at minimum, is draw a line through there and take that. This structure, this will probably be 5 waves, this will be 3, and this will be 5. This could be in 3 or 5. That doesn't matter so much. There's slight things that matter in it, but this one here, the C wave here, will be 5 waves, and then you'll get your first wave down, and then you'll get your ABC back, so you can draw a line across that one there, which will get you a slightly better entry than this one here. But yeah, shorting it in this zone here and keeping a stop above there would be the go. And just remember, if it hits the 24.30, it may not make it all the way back to the 50 here. It might even go back to 45 or tops 48 or something, because very rarely does it do that. Most of the time it will just come back and hit 40, dance above it, fail to find support on it and move down. But we'll see. But we can trade wave 5 down. Wave 5 should be the same length as wave 1 here, because the extension's in wave 3 here. Yeah, the other thing for this too, which I should talk about, is that it is possible to have wave 5 here already said and done in here. Okay, so if I could just copy that and just put that there, just grab that for a moment. It's possible to have this as wave 5 in here already. So not that that matters too much, because the way that would read would be that this would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, and then this wave 4 would go over here, and then we'd have wave 5 here. In this case here, then we would need to be looking at a 50-60% retracement level. So this is what we'll talk about in the next session as well. So we could get a rally coming way back up here as well. Okay, so it's something we need to do. So if we do get support on top of 2450, then we know that we're back up here, and that's okay too, because then we'll short from up here. Let's just see what we get at the moment. I mean, the worst that's going to happen to the downside is they're going to hit the 2430 and then bounce back from that point. It will be very slow moving in this point, and what we are looking for is a rally. We're looking for wave 4 rally or a larger rally back into this space here. Alrighty.